immersers. We're
Who
playing
the
your
fuck?
one. Who the fuck?
No,
Oh,
seriously, who is it?
done.
It sounds like a dying Dustin. Put him out of his misery.
I mean, if I sound like Dustin, please kill me now.
Barry explained what that was earlier. It was Dustin going, well, if I am, not like what will if I am. It was
He
well if
doesn't
I
know
am.
how to spell.
Because I was saying, I agree with I sometimes now. Sometimes, but not as much.
He didn't say will if I am. He said, well, if I am.
I
And then he linked
refuse.
that video.
Oh.
You
Because
don't
he
even
doesn't know
care.
how to spell.
Literally have no care about Dustin.
Hmm.
Barry's
Elliot told me
reading.
he tried to do politics earlier, and I wanted to
Not
know
today.
how in God's name did that go?
If it involves Dustin, not well.
No,
No,
it's never well.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like there was the other day when Dustin was like, I don't care. I don't get upset about it. And it's when that's a pretty 15-year-old mentality to have. Because you were
Because
in two places.
he's younger than that, Elliot.
Oh,
His mentality is younger than that. He's very childish.
I am streaming, by the way.
are you?
Yes.
Are you? Then
Yeah.
why are you in here?
Oh,
What?
I mean,
Why did you come in here and then you're like, oh my gosh, dude, you need to make us aware of this.
so we didn't talk mad shit and get in big trouble.
Was it?
Seriously.
Well, I figured it's like
I
given
could've
at this point.
I mean, you could have came
I
in here and I
guess.
could have said,
Oh, funny thing.
That is quite funny.
I could have said anything. I could have said anything.
Say
And
anything? I love that band.
It would have been forever recorded. This is it's unacceptable.
It's unethical.
You have to delete that stream.
Oh.
I do
No.
not consent.
So have you done any of your stuff?
A little bit.
Okay. A little bit's more than none at all.
What are we talking? Painting? Are they painting again?
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
I never
That's not
stopped.
what we're talking about, or is it?
You love it, your favorite snack.
There is a long. So I'm reading the book from start to finish, and I'm under the hopes that it'll tell me more about Baldur's Gate. It has not so far. So I'm on the verge where I'm like, well, I don't feel like reading this because it doesn't give me anything to go on. The 6th chapter is actually what tells you about the history of Baldur's Gate.
6 chapters.
Why?
Better late than never.
I guess.
But why? Why
Very
would
cool.
you do that? Why wouldn't you be like chapter 1, a history of Baldur's Gate, and then opening? If you wish to know more about the lore of Baldur's Gate, read this part. Otherwise, skip to the next chapter. Not, oh, now that you've gone through the adventure, let's learn a little bit about Baldur's Gate. Like, seriously? Who wrote this book? You're
Matt
already
Mercer.
railroading it.
I mean, come on. You know?
Centuries ago, the hero Balduran spent years questing in lands across the Sea of Swords and beyond. When finally he returned to his village of Grey Harbor, he brought fantastic wealth with him, much of which he gifted to friends and family. These boons greatly improved Grey Harbor's fortunes, launching
Boon.
businesses, expanding its docks, and seeing the creation of a defensive wall around the town. And thus, oh god, is that how Baldur's Gate was made? Yes, the settlement was known as Baldur's Gate. Suck my dick. Good god, that's like the founding of Dimsdale and the Fairly Odd Parents.
I never saw that.
That's a good episode. Go watch it.
The only
The
founding I know is Doug Dimmadome.
Founding of
Doug Dimmadome.
Springfield.
Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
I wish they lost
My hat
Springfield.
is never in screen. It is always out of shot.
He's got a big hat.
It is absurdly big.
Doug Dim, owner of Doug Dim, Dimsdale Dim. Ah, Doug Dim. Omster Dimsdale Dim.
The city's surprising growth attracted all manner of people. Peasants affected by raiding and war, farmers rendered penniless by famine and drought, pirates seeking a natural port, all types saw a chance to put their mark on the rapidly growing community. As the city swelled, questions of law and taxation rose. The community's eldest families, largely those wealthy enough to afford homes within the city walls, came to be known as patriarchs, because noble is obviously a term that they just wanted to get away
Shove
from,
off. You're making my
and
luck
grew
turn
wary
low.
of the influx of strangers settling beyond their
Fuck no.
walls.
No matter what that old
Creation
bitch
of
McLaughlin.
various additional taxes on
Besides,
trade and travel led
we're
to
in a little
violence
money
breaking out
trouble with
between
the
the upper
Americans.
city, behind the original walls of Grey Harbor, and the lower city, built on the slopes leading down. So it's
You want me
Waterdeep
to quit the Crimson
2.0.
Caravan? Fine. I
The
quit.
bottom portion of the city is the slums, the top portion of the city is the rich people.
I mean, yeah, it's typical fantasy, isn't it?
Segregation, class systems.
Poor live by water, rich live up in hill.
All the deer people live down below.
Where they belong.
True. But now I'm kind of thinking the opposite,
All
like
the
where,
drow live in the upper area.
well, the drow live in the bin.
Live in the rocks.
Patriarch
Rocks.
houses were ransacked, family heirlooms were lost forever, and heirs were kidnapped, never to be seen again. Gold flowed
Hey,
like
you're the
blood
one
as
who-
families and guilds hired mercenaries to protect them. Only the election of a new group of rulers, known as the Dukes and collectively as the Council of Four, put the matter to rest. These elected rulers have been a part of the city's governance ever since. Another pillar of order in Baldur's Gate formed when the adventurer Elton, a noted warrior raised in the area, returned home from exploits
Elton
Oh,
abroad.
John.
isn't that in the game?
Elton?
Well, Elton. I think I remember that name.
Mercenary,
If you're asking me to back you up, I got nothing.
Elton is the one who made the Flaming Fist. The Flaming Fist is give me a minute. Flaming Fist is Baldur Gate's version of the Grey Hands.
Are they somehow lamer?
I mean, it feels like a recurring theme where you're named after your hand in some way, shape, or form. I mean, just go to Neverwinter. I bet they're called the Brass Knuckle or something stupid.
The Imperial Fists.
It's called the Bare Knuckle.
The burning knuckles is okay.
Yeah,
Burning-
Elton, I think, was a character in the game.
Flaming Fist, the Burning Knuckles,
Bare Knuckle.
the Singeing Palm,
Then again,
the Filleted Fingers. Everything is just hand based.
I burnt my finger.
something hasn't.
Oh goodness, that'd be stupid and awesome and funny and just dumb all in the same thing.
Down the hell, my fingers are all red because it got burnt.
Burnt.
No sympathies.
Over the years, Baldur's Gate has harbored countless evil schemes and conspiracies. Perhaps the most dastardly, though, was the perpetrated by Baal, god of murder, who foresaw his own death during the time of troubles. While in
The
mortal
Troubles.
form, Baal conceived multitudes of offspring, plotting to have them resurrect him. They actively hunted and slew each other, with the survivors collecting ever more of Baal's godly essence. Saravok, another person that this
Who?
book isn't going to talk about, sought to spark war with the nation of Am, another thing that this book isn't going to talk about, and became the new Lord of Murder. Another Baal spawn, aided by powerful allies, thwarted. You didn't even give that dude a name. Another Baal spawn, aided by powerful allies, thwarted Saravok's plan and brought stability, if not peace, to Baldur's Gate once more. Yet Baal and his faithful have menaced the city ever since. Baldur's Gate today. Okay, thank God. Let's talk about Baldur's Gate today. This chapter describes the independent city of Baldur's Gate as things are in 1492,
Jeez.
which means it takes place at the exact same time as when things are happening at Waterdeep.
Hey.
So that means when you guys get to Baldur's Gate, it's probably not there anymore because you weren't there to save it from going to hell.
Oh.
No, it's fine. That was Party B. That was
No,
Cloyer and
yeah.
Revenger.
Pandadin was there.
Okay, Pandadin's fine.
Pandadin makes an appearance.
Yeah, Cloyer, Revenger, Pandadin.
Chloe's son makes an appearance somehow.
He's alive.
It's already in my head canon that Adir is a fucking time traveler. So
Yeah, he is.
The
Why wouldn't he
original
be?
wall ringing the upper city. We're just gonna do the Trunks story arc.
Ah,
The
he's
original,
Trunks.
the original wall ringing from the upper city still stands, and a second defensive wall now rings the lower city. This sounds like Attack on Titan. What the balls? The outer city,
I
a
hope not.
collection of hastily made structures and shanty towns, runs along the river Chionthar. I'm probably
bless
saying
you.
that wrong. While the outer city might seem the most lawless, every district of Baldur's Gate has its own threats. In the upper city, noble families and government officials jostle to secure their positions. I have the hiccups. Many are not above using private agents to acquire blackmail material, sabotage public appearances, or even frame innocents to secure power. No wonder Tusk thinks the law is bullshit. The victims of these plots and officials who want a fair and honest legal system must resort. Why are you laughing?
Cause it's true.
I'm just gonna read more and more, and your character's backstory just happens to fit with why they
Oh,
are the
here's-
way they are.
That's the reason I wanted down to talk, because you read that bit about like the gangs earlier, and it's like, ooh, that could be connected.
It's interesting, but I don't think it's a great idea because of what it does. So there's a new background introduced in this book, and it's known as the Faceless, and you're supposed to have two different personas. But the thing is, when you're one persona, nobody recognizes you as who you are. So like, it's if let's say Tusk's real name is Chris. I don't know.
Oh,
Clover.
Well, Lenny, which is short for Lenore.
Len.
I don't know. I don't know. So let's say Tusk's real name is Christy. I don't know.
Umanak.
And so when you are Tusk, everybody sees you as Tusk. But when you go off screen and change into the form of Christy, you come back and people have no idea that you're Tusk. And there's no way that they can figure out that you're Tusk.
Elliot, it's
What?
it's Doppio and Diavolo.
Kind of. You're right, a little bit. It's a
Barry,
JoJo reference,
yeah, Barry
Barry.
gets a part 5.
Part 5.
JoJo.
Oh. I thought I was gonna say it's essentially Roger from American Dad.
Oh yeah, but like
Oh, yeah.
I love that Roger. Everyone he has one disguise. Like everyone has one disguise they can't see
yeah.
through.
That's amazing.
Where's my Ripper? There it is.
Many are not above using private blah blah. I already read that. The victims of these plots and officials who want a fair and honest legal system must resort to hiring their own agents to unearth conspiracies, break out unfairly imprisoned citizens, and obtain evidence the Flaming Fist cannot. The upper city's political intrigues and outer city's violence spills over into the lower city. The city's middle ground. Rampant crime, class grudges, foreign threats, and economic pressures leave many Baldurians feeling trapped within their
Are
own
they
homes.
seriously called Baldurians?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh god.
Flaming, you're a Baldurian, Tusk.
Oh.
Flame.
Welcome to the
You
new
can
base.
hear the pain in your voice. You're just your brain
Bless me,
cells
sorry.
slowly killing themselves.
I have several. I've also
Flaming Fist patrols react to threats with indiscriminate violence, doing little to make citizens feel safer. As a result, in recent years, many citizens have started banding together in crews. These counter gangs align along professional or neighborhood affiliations, doing their best to protect their territories. While this has given some of the city's people a way of feeling more in control of their lives, It's also increased the number of armed citizens on the streets. Whether the lower city is actually safer after the formation of crews remains an open question. And then it gives a picture, but doesn't tell me what it's a picture of. I guess this is the Baldur's Gate emblem. It is a shield shaped emblem with a gate on the top, red and blue banners on the sides, and there is a sailing ship on the shield. In the outer city, all the world washes against the city's gates. Here, crime and poverty are contrasted by wonders from afar and the riches of cultures across Faerun. The mix of wanderers and refugees remains in constant flux, with communities forming and disbanding on a monthly basis. None can possibly keep track of all the foreign traditions or the dangerous, sometimes outright evil religious practices observed in the outer city. As a result, Baldur's Gate has widely adopted a do no harm policy when it comes to faiths and organizations operating in the city. Any group is welcome to operate openly so long as the city's important citizens aren't harmed. Beyond all its dangers, Baldur's Gate is an adventurer's city, a place where a sword for hire can find a rich patron, join a secret guild, stalk killers for a bounty, or come to the aid of desperate citizens. Good-hearted champions fight against corruption and bring murderers to justice, while less moral mercenaries find a good price for their services. The city offers opportunities as well as the most reliable and ruthless market on the Sword Coast. Information, treasures, secrets, and souls can be bought or sold for the right price. As the great hero of Baldur's Gate once said, watch your step in the shadows, watch your back in the light, win a prize beyond your wildest dreams, or disappear into forgotten history. Every day your life is on the line, every day you could become a legend. Welcome to Baldur's Gate. Population 125,000.
Fat.
Predominantly humans.
Oh no.
Government plutocracy.
Fucking who?
Google.
Helmed by the Council of Four and Parliament of Peers.
What is this supervillain bullshit?
Its defense is the Flaming Fist mercenaries, and they have their own city watch. They have dyes, fish, and imports from Cholt, mercenaries, nautical supplies. They have trade guilds. They have an organization just known as the Guild. I do not plan to learn about that before we get to Baldur's Gate. I'm sure there's way too much shit to read. Neighborhood crews. They've got religions. Gond, Tamora, Umberlee, any other law-abiding faith. The Baldur's Gate coat of arms represents the city's role as a hub for river and ocean trade, as well as nodding toward its namesake, the explorer Baldurin. The symbol originated as a pirate emblem, though, and its components hold a double meaning today. Originally, the alternating bands of water beneath the ship indicate the turbulent dangers of the sea, but also the rich rewards it can bring. The crimson flags of the ship referenced the brutal life of a pirate, blood spilled on the deck or in the water. The crisscrossing ropes and canted sails symbolize the web of secrets and intrigue that mark a pirate's captain's life. Today, some optimistic souls try to recast the seal, claiming its calm waters represents the city's desire to remain a peaceful power, and the clear skies symbolize a prosperous future. But those who know the city's history see the cunning and violence underpinning the emblem. For many, the contradictory interpretations make the city's coat of arms all the more fitting. Oh my god, there's so much to read. Other cities and nations keep a watchful eye on Baldur's Gate, which is growing in wealth, power, and influence. Baldur's Gate trades with these coastal cities of Waterdeep and Neverwinter. Suck my dick.
Those are the only 3 cities that exist.
I know, but now the storyline of Captain Gontos makes sense.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yes. I love it when stuff comes together, as long as it's my stuff that I made up. If it's anything that anybody else made up, I hate you. Are you still streaming?
Yes,
It stopped when you swapped games.
I didn't swap games.
Oh, well then I guess it just stopped saying you're streaming.
Oh, oh well.
Baldur's Gate trade. I already read that. Seeks to dominate trade on the Sea of Swords and views Baldur's Gate as a growing threat. Baldur's Gate joined the Lord's Alliance, a coalition of independent. I already know who they are. To the east, the nations of Eltergard and Coromir view Baldur's Gate as a lawless cesspool that might have to be dealt with someday. These nations especially frown on the city's broad religious tolerance. Candlekeep. Oh, crud, that place. Okay. To enter the great library of Candlekeep, one must furnish the library's monks with a book not already contained in the library's archives.
Well, that policy's eventually gonna run out, unless
The
you just make, unless you just
I was
make.
waiting for you to make a comment about
Well,
how stupid that was.
Unless you make a book for them.
Travelers on the way to Candlekeep often stop in Baldur's Gate, anticipating that they can find such a book in the city's markets. As such, Baldur's Gate does a small but bustling trade in rare books. Several merchants have a known policy of buying valuable books without question, selling them at a high markup. Travelers seeking a specific book also hire mercenaries or adventurers to venture into dungeons or ruins and bring back the prize. If information can't be found in the whisper markets of Baldur's Gate, then Candlekeep becomes a logical next stop. Adventurers are sometimes hired to guard a desperate traveler on the road south, or to guard the outrageously rare tomes scholars might carry to gain admission. The guild knows the signs of a traveler headed for Candlekeep, and often dispatches robbers to steal books and resell them to the merchants of the city. El Turel. Prior to the events described in this adventure, the holy city of El Turel, the capital of El Turgard, sat upriver on Chionthar, whereas Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna see if I'm saying those names right, because there's a pronunciation guide at the beginning of the book. What was the thing with a C called?
Hmm.
Oh, it doesn't even give me a pronunciation of the river. Great. Okay. Well, that scraps that idea. Baldur's Gate is a cutthroat city policed by mercenaries. Elturel was a lawful city of pious folk watched over by knights of Helm, Torm, Tyr, and Lathander. The two cities couldn't be less alike. Whenever Baldur's Gate has tried to seize too much territory in Elturgard's eyes, Elturel has responded by imposing a heavy tax on shipments headed downriver. This sort of economic brinkmanship, coupled with radically different religious viewpoints, has created bad blood between the two cities, though neither city has been eager to test the military might of the other. Port Nyanzaru. Baldur's Gate serves as one of the main ports from which ships depart for Chult, a peninsula far to the south. Port Nyanzaru, located on the northern coast of Chult. Didn't I just read that? No, I didn't. I thought they just typed the same dang paragraph twice. It enjoys a respectful and mutually beneficial trade relationship with Baldur's Gate, and both cities are united in their dislike for the nation of Outside of Port Nyanzaru, Baldur's Gate maintains its own holdings in Chult. Fort Beluarian. Dag nabbit. Want to plug in a few more vowels? Fort Beluarian serves as a beachhead for the interests of the city, the Flaming Fist, and numerous patriarch families in Chult. This small military hub oversees much of the exploration and exploitation in regions of Chult claimed by Baldur's Gate. It also serves as a departure point for smuggling the region's treasures back the Sword Coast. Smuggling It also serves. I think that's a typo. Does that sound right?
Hmm?
It also serves as a departure point for smuggling the region's treasures back the Sword Coast.
Back of the Sword Coast.
Back the Sword Coast.
I'm guessing back through the Sword Coast or back to the Sword
I
Coast.
feel
So
like it's a typo and
yeah,
they haven't fixed it.
proofread your shit because you sell it for a lot of money.
As well as other ventures the Baldurians would prefer the native Choltons don't learn about. As a result, rarities from the depths of Cholt seen nowhere
Those
else on the
medical
Sword
supplies have
Coast
already.
regularly trickle into the port and market
Both
stalls
of
of
them.
Baldur's Gate.
I think
The
that's
sea
just about
routes
covered.
between Baldur's Gate and Cholt are far from safe. Pirates, Amnian privateers, and
Oh,
sea monsters are common in these waters. Let's talk about the government. Oh my god, this is a long page.
Gumman.
Gumbadumbin.
You're
The
back.
Parliament of Peers, a group mainly composed of nearly 50 patriarch members, makes
Funny.
recommendations on
You did?
issues of law and governance.
Really?
Once the
Well,
Parliament comes to a majority decision on the matter, usually after much heated
I'm glad it's
debate, it
taken care of,
presents
but
its
still.
position to the Council of Four.
At
Three
this point,
dukes
I'll
and
take
one
any.
grand duke make up this ruling council. The
Where'd you get
council
this?
also votes on
You know
matters,
what? It
and
doesn't
in the
matter.
case of a tie, the grand duke's vote counts as two. Common belief holds that many parliament members and possibly one or more of the dukes can be bribed for their votes. Corrupt parliament members don't wish to be caught
Nose.
taking payments, usually not out of fear of legal reprisal, but of being
Nose.
perceived as incompetent among their peers. The perception is that one who can't be trusted to receive something as simple as a bribe likely can't be trusted to manipulate the city's intricate social web. Such leads to the common farce of officials buying cheap jewelry or fake art objects with their bribe money, usually in the form of platinum coins or jewels hidden inside. The Council of Four. Comprised of four dukes, the Council of Four presides over the government of Baldur's Gate. Through the Parliament of Peers and the Patriarchs, through the Parliament of Peers and the Patriarchs hold a great deal of power. What? That also doesn't seem grammatically correct. The Council of Four is the ultimate authority. It convenes in High Hall, a fortress in the middle of the upper city, and controls the Flaming Fist, the Navy, the tax collectors, and all public utilities, among other things. Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard. He is a fearless soldier who rose up through the ranks of the Flaming Fist to become its supreme marshal. Ravengard uses his military position and influence to secure for himself a seat on the Council of Four. Following the deaths of two council members amid a cloud of corruption and scandal, he persuaded the Parliament of Peers to back his election to Grand Duke. Upon ascending to the highest position in the city government, Ravengard refused to relinquish command of the Flaming Fist, making him the most powerful figure in the city by far. This decision has not endeared him to anyone, but Ravengard could care less about his popularity. His only
Took your
concerns
sweet
are the
time.
stability and prosperity of Baldur's Gate, and he doesn't trust any of the other dukes or anyone in the
She's such
Parliament
a
of
dear.
Peers to
But
put the
that's neither
city's
here nor
interests
there.
before
These
their
guys have
own.
gone complete.
Ravengard rose to Grand Duke on a
Good.
platform
Maybe.
largely backed by idealistic commoners and enemies of the other established dukes. While he won election handily, Ravengard has struggled in performing his duties, finding his hands tied at every turn by both overt and invisible bureaucracy. Despite this, he's been a voice of reason and common sense on the Council of Four. If not the egalitarianism,
Egalitarianism. That,
thank you.
well, I think that's how it is. That is a
I'm gonna
word.
have to look. I gotta look up that word. Actually, I don't know what that means.
What's this? Saves me time.
Egalitarianism meaning. The doctrine that all people are equal and deserve equal rights and opportunities.
What a silly notion.
If not the
Good, you're here.
fuck that
Ready
word.
to begin?
If not that thing that some people hoped
Time is
for,
of the essence.
he's
So
also
are we.
proven largely
I've come
resistant
to
to
vault the
scandal
highly
and
flammable
corruption,
gas
though
that
many
lights
of his
the
fellow
gas
dukes
becomes
and
suddenly
those in the
rarefied
Parliament of
hydrogen
Peers
meaning the
still
gas will have
regularly
to be avoided.
outmaneuver him
I need you to
politically.
find the vents
One
where the
of his
gases will
only
pump and
obvious
ignite it.
pleasures remains the surprise inspections he regularly
In the area
visits
where the
upon
gas is
troops
active,
at
they need
Worms
kind of,
Rock.
if you don't know,
Ugh.
Raven
something like that.
I just like that's one of his pleasures
Good.
is like
Return to
surprising people and like fucking with them. Seems like a loser.
Ravengard was
Sounds
recently
like
tricked
Aish.
into attending a diplomatic summit in El Tyrell, unaware that his political enemies in Baldur's Gate orchestrated this meeting in a fiendish plot to remove him from power. In his absence, the Flamen Fist is leaderless, and the council is rudderless. Duke Belin Stelmane. Who is that? Once a vigorous and formidable politician, Duke Belin Stelmane recently suffered a seizure. Jesus. That left her with a partially paralyzed face and slowed speech. In
Oh.
truth, a mind flayer provoked the Duke's seizure when it took mental possession of her. Now she wages a silent war against the mind flayer's influence. I feel like I shouldn't be reading this out loud. This could have been a plot point. Biding her time until she can find a way to signal for aid or regain her will. Not even Stelmane's aides are aware of her secret struggle, though they cover for her as best they can. Given her current situation, she is in no position to oppose attempts by her fellow dukes to seize the reins of power in Baldur's Gate. Duke Dillard Porter. He was once a respected businessman, but after a string of sour deals, he pulled back from his investments. Now he uses his time to enjoy the comforts that his wealth and title provide him. He lives alone in his manor, having outlived his 2 wives and 3 sons. This is a really sad place to be going to.
Why do you think Tuss didn't want to go back?
He lives. Then why are we going back? No, I'm kidding. We didn't know this was in the book.
What's it
He
called?
lives-
The Order of Piers or something?
Piers Morgan?
Yeah, the Order of Piers Morgan, was it?
I have to scroll up. I can't remember.
If
The
Tusk's
Parliament of Peers.
the Parliament of Piers. If Tusk's family was in there, it'd be the Parliament of Steers.
That's true.
You probably thought I was gonna say the funny thing.
And he trades correspondence with his niece, Liara Portier, who commands a Flaming Fist outpost on Scholt known as Fort Bellu. Oh, God, fuck that word. Duke Porter is conflict averse and goes out of his way to avoid stress. He shows well in social situations, but is easily manipulated in the political arena. He is known for listening with concern, showing an earnest desire to help, making promises to look into things, and then doing nothing. As a result, a great deal of the citizenry's scorn lies heaped upon his shoulders. He expressed concern about Ravengard's diplomatic mission to El Tyrell, fearing that the Flaming Fist might do what the Flaming Fist might do while Ravengard is away. If his worst fears come true and the Flaming Fist can't control itself, he plans to write a letter to his niece, urging her to return to Baldur's Gate and take command of the Flaming Fist in Ravengard's absence. It's literally the least he can do. Duke Thalamra Vanthampur. I don't want to read that part because I know that's spoilers.
Get to the part with Archon.
Archon is lame.
He's cool. He's got the hand
Baldur's
effector.
Gate's military boasts 2 forces. The Flaming Fist and the... I already read that. Why are you bringing this up again?
Who's your daddy?
Oh my
And
gosh.
how does he
Use the guard arrival times table to determine how long it takes for the Flaming Fist to arrive at a location after a crime or similar incident is reported. I gotta see that table.
Ugh.
If it's in the Noble area, it takes
Ah, good.
anywhere from 2 to 8
Now all
minutes.
that's left is to ensure that none of this
If
ever
it's in the
I've managed to create a connection to the vault's backup system.
Where's the
from here.
calculator?
No,
If it's in the outer city,
you would.
it takes them anywhere from 6 to 48 minutes.
I suppose you've given me no reason not to.
That's kind of funny that the nobles get better reaction time.
I mean,
Oh my gosh, that's so messed up. The Flaming Fist. The red and gold symbol of the Flaming Fist Mercenary Company has become emblematic of Baldur's Gate. The Council of Four funds the Flaming Fist, supporting it as the city's army. Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard is now its undisputed leader. The Flaming Fist largely patrols the lower city, though it holds nominal authority over the outer city as well. The company has enough to do maintaining order within the city walls without straying too far from its gates. Though the Fist has been known to hire independent agents when its ranks are spread thin, thousands of soldiers currently serve in the Flaming Fist in Baldur's Gate proper, at the fortress of Worm's Rock on the Charlton River, and at the remote outposts such as the Fort Belurian in Chult. The Flaming Fist offers employment and a sense of belonging to any who can lift a sword and follow orders. Native Baldurians, immigrants, former criminals, and retired adventurers can all be found within the company's ranks, especially the main characters if you start this adventure because it's railroaded as fuck. The Watch officers can spend their entire careers within the upper city. Bankrolled by the nobles, the Watch has a reputation as glorified bodyguards for the city's elite. Oh my god, they don't even leave the upper area. Orderly and regimented, the Watch maintains precise, predictable patrols. At dusk, the Watch clears the upper city of everyone but its residents, their household staffs, and guests bearing written invitations. Many Watch this city sucks. Many Watch officers born and raised in the city pride themselves in recognizing every upper city resident on site. The Watch operates out of the Citadel, a massive keep built into the upper city's walls. In times of crisis, bells at the High Hall and the Citadel are rung simultaneously. If the pealing continues for more than a few minutes, every Watch member is required to rally at the Citadel or appointed guard posts. The function of the bells is common knowledge. Guard reactions. Use the following tables each time the party has a run-in with the Flaming Fist or the Watch and you're not sure how the encounter should play out. Such interactions occur often at the city's gates. Roll on the gate interactions table if you want to randomly determine the experience characters have as they attempt to pass through a gate. If someone calls the Flaming Fist or the Watch, reference the Guard arrival times table to see how long it takes for the authorities to show up, then roll on the Flaming Fist reactions or Watch reactions table as appropriate to determine how the guards behave when they arrive.
I received a pleasant call from Dr. Keeley.
I'm reading these to myself real quick, unless you want me to read them out loud. They're kind of funny. The guards force a line of travelers to wait for 10 minutes for no reason.
I think. Wait, yes.
That's freaking amazing.
It's so shitty. Just pull you over because they need to like meet their quota.
Oh my gosh. I want to do one of these so bad because it would seem kind of racist.
Band of vault alchemists. We're with the government.
Oh shit, none of us are human.
The guards refuse to admit anyone with animals. That's why I thought it would be funny. Just, they look at Tusk.
Well, I was gonna say, am I not allowed in?
Glad I didn't bring pitch.
Pidgeot.
If these freaks try to hurt my bitch, I would kill.
Y'all mind if I kill?
Y'all mind if I slay?
Oh jeez, Flaming Fist reactions. The guards demand that everyone drop to the ground, bludgeoning those who don't immediately comply. After searching everyone for money, contraband, or other valuable items, they confiscate whatever they find before they let you go. Jesus Christ!
Wow, taking everything away from party members. Who could possibly do such a thing?
Well, I mean that makes sense because like this is Baldur's Gate thing is like for the start of a like Like it's from like
What,
level 1 to 13.
Yeah, Barry, is that right? Is it levels 1 to 13?
Yeah,
Oh,
this whole adventure, you start at level 1, and
So
when you're done, you're level 13. It is a very long book, and will not be.
Railroad.
Yeah, we will not be. If we do this adventure, it's not going to happen in this campaign. It would probably be a brand new campaign.
Campaign. Are we going to the dungeon of Mad Mage?
I not now because you outleveled it.
Oh. Well, it's 5 to 20.
You're supposed to be 5 when you go in.
Yeah, but shut up though.
we could just the first few levels are cleared.
Yeah, well, yeah, just drop us off at the
Get
level
down
8
there. The first 3 floors, everything's dead.
Yeah. And we just find like Cloyer waiting there and Durs.
I was gonna no, yeah. There's some adventurer corpses.
No, it's fucking Yager and what's his face.
Oh, Davil.
Yeah.
The guard. Oh man, I'm using that idea. That is. Oh my
You
god.
don't mind if I steal?
That is really. Oh man, whoever wrote that, you deserve a raise. That's the only good thing in this book.
Well,
Actually, don't get a raise because that's the only good thing in this book.
I'm occupied at the moment.
I just found Chief Hanlon in bed with some random NCR Ranger man.
fucking who?
I don't know, some dude.
Looks like we booted the
No,
loose
who's
now.
Chief Hanlon?
I don't know, some dude.
Oh, fair. He is Gwei?
He is grey. He's an older gentleman.
He is ein homosexual?
Homo sapien.
He is smonching a boy. That's pretty
Come
not
back to see the
heterosec.
chief.
True.
Nice of you to humor the radio tender.
What mission you doing, anyways?
Return to sender.
Okay,
Is that,
next section.
That's not the spy thing, is it?
No. This guy's been falsifying reports.
Everyone in Baldur's Gate is expected to hew to common law. Murder, theft, assault, blackmail, and fraud all carry severe penalties.
Don't
Nobles and the well-connected are given much more leniency than commoners. A noble heir who steals from a shop might get away with a fine paid by a parent, whereas a commoner committing the same crime might be jailed or publicly flogged. Both
Wow.
the Watch and the Flaming
Wow,
Fist.
imagine if that happened in real life. How fucked up would that be?
Don't go to India.
We got ourselves a
Both the
Or-
Watch and the Flaming Fist have the right to dispense immediate justice, should they witness a crime in progress. In unclear situations, or when a person of influence is involved, the accused is jailed until a trial can be set. Nobles and other powerful individuals are usually placed under house arrest, except in dire circumstances. Commoners await their trial in jail. On occasion, a vigilante or hired mercenary will break an accused commoner out of prison in order to ensure the accused's safety until the trial date. Minor crimes, such as creating a public disturbance, petty theft, or vandalism, carries commensurate punishments. Time in the stocks, public humiliation, or a fine are the usual judgments. Some noble families consider petty crimes to be worse than major ones. They are a sign that one can't manage one's baser instincts. Nobles have been known to pay huge bribes or promise outsized favors to protect a rebellious heir from being charged with a minor crime. Lawyers must belong to the Barristers Guild to practice, and the associated fees mean they prefer to represent wealthy clients. Poor citizens often must throw themselves at the mercy of the courts or scrape together what coin they can to hire an adventurer or mercenary to find evidence to support their plea. Citizenry, oh gosh, this is a big section too. The citizens of Baldur's Gate include many races and ethnicities. Though prejudices can exist among certain residents, Baldur's Gate as a whole is a diverse and unprejudiced, if not welcoming city. I feel like the last section I read contradicts that first paragraph.
Well, this is written by the tourism board.
Many of the patriarch families of Baldur's Gate can trace their lineage back for generations, but a significant portion of Baldurians were not born in the city. Most citizens began their lives what?
No, I'm not gonna get over the name.
Baldurian?
It's so stupid.
Most citizens began their lives in Tether, the north, the western heartlands, or other communities along the Sword Coast. Baldurians born in the High Forest, and nations bordering the Inner Sea are less common but still present. Rarely travelers from as far away as Cholt, Mullerond, or Lurien decide to follow the flow of trade and settle in the city. Baldur's Gate can be a rough place for ordinary folk. Among the twisting streets of the lower city, commoners have significantly fewer rights than patriarchs, with only the brusque mercenaries of the Flaming Fist to keep them safe. Even worse off are the poor residents of the outer city, many of whom aren't recognized as citizens. Yes. Yes.
If the troopers fall back, and they will. It's a gamble either way. Even for our sake, I hope you're right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna walk out that door and pretend we never.
If I die, you will take care.
Quest.
Can't believe Tusk family was killed.
Sorry about that. Ordinary folk, blah blah blah. Recognizing. With the Flaming Fist too eager to punish criminal behavior by drubbing both accuser and accused, it's important that common folk have someone to watch their backs. That's why the people of Baldur's Gate created crews, collections of like-minded folk who band together for mutual protection. Depending on the crew, this protection can range from taking someone's side in a tavern brawl or guarding each other's shops to price fixing or inter-crew loans.
So gangs?
Crews were the, I guess, crews were the first to institute the common practice of burl. Under this system, anyone seeking shelter and safety, usually those fleeing from the Flaming Fist or some other danger, can approach a house or shop and give 3 sharp knocks followed by a heavier one. The residents are then obligated to take that person in and hide them. This applies even to members of opposing crews, though anyone requesting sanctuary from a crew other than their own incurs a debt, both personally and on behalf of their crew. Abusing someone who's granted burl... Is this like parlay? Abusing someone who's granted burl is grounds for immediate expulsion from one's crew, and such drowners are universally shunned. The dozens of crews calling Baldur's Gate home are as different in attitude and approach as the city's residents. For instance, everyone in the lower city knows that if you need cheap muscle, you can hire members of the Burly Porters Union of Stonemasons Guild, and not even the Flaming Fist would willingly pick a fight with the blood-spattered Butcher's Block or the mercenaries and security consultants of the Bannerless Legion. Other crews, such as the Scribes and Sages of the Honorable Order of Moneylenders... Are you kidding me with that name?
Seth!
What was the name?
Would never... What?
What was it?
The Honorable Order of Moneylenders.
It's Seth's crew.
It's the it's the Merchants Guild.
It is. Behave evil.
Would never dream of getting their hands dirty, while the Apothecary Alliance and Brethren of Barbers don't need to throw a punch to strike fear into rivals. From carpenters to grocers, the forge workers' lodge to the wise woman weavers, nearly every profession offers some access to a crew, and not just legal professions either. The Revelers Union, made up of night workers who sell drugs, companionship, and other recreations, is one of the most powerful in the city, thanks to the information it gathers from its clients. Some crews are simply neighborhood-based, their association based on territory rather than trade, such as the Right Pashas of Little Kalamashan and Crossed of Worms Crossing, the Graves Makers of Tumbledown, or the Bloom Ridge Dandies. By far, the most important crew to travelers, however,
Yeah.
is the gate guides,
What they do to
made up
women
primarily of teenage
worse than death.
lantern bearers. The
And they
gate
don't show us
guides
how
earn a
they did.
living hiring themselves
All this
out
was
to
only ever gonna
newcomers to
play
show
out
them the
one way.
ropes of the
It
city,
still is.
help make connections with other
I don't know
crews,
what
and
they
offer
say.
some degree of collective protection. Of the city's nuanced and unreliably enforced
Always
laws,
gonna
the
be
following
something.
tend to be most
If I'd
surprising to
never met Carla,
newcomers.
it would have been
Number
so good.
1.
I've got
Foreign
bad things.
agents. While trading and visitors to Baldur's Gate are always welcome, spies and saboteurs are not. Legitimate foreign agents, such as ambassadors, are required to report to the High Hall for an elaborate series of interviews and licenses. Visitors technically should do the same, but the law is rarely mentioned at the city's gates and even more rarely enforced. What distinguishes a visitor and a foreign agent can be unclear, and if an individual doesn't have a license marking them as one or the other, any Duke or peer can unilaterally change a non citizen's status, effectively sentencing them to imprisonment or worse.
Fine
Number
by me.
2. Livestock restriction. By tradition, Baldur's Gate bans animals larger than a peacock within the city walls. Visitors determined not to surrender the beloved pets or valuable animals they intend to sell sometimes arrive at the city with large peacocks in tow to
You're making me
prove their
carry the heavy
furred
stuff, aren't you?
companion meets the legal requirement. This has led to a burgeoning, noisy, and particularly cutthroat peacock breeding industry in the outer city. Most travelers pay to stable oversized animals, either in the outer city liveries or at ranches outside the city. Some animals are simply surrendered at the gate, though, becoming property
Welcome,
of the
sir.
Watch or the Flaming Fist, or sold during monthly auctions. Who is
Um,
messaging and what?
Who
I
did
should be
this?
around more often the evenings, I think. Gonna have a shit ton more coaching hours now that we've hired a ton of people. Cool. Naval. Patriarchs are the elite upper class of the city, a rank defined largely by money and lines of vague, increasingly inconsequential heritage. Many
inconceivable.
nobles claim generations of lineage dating to the earliest days of Baldur's Gate. Their money funds, industries, and lands political pockets, but their names allow them to wield influence throughout the city. Some patriarchs are economically minded individuals who rise early and spend their days in meetings and negotiations. They fund expeditions into dangerous locales and hire explorers to map uncharted territories. Other patriarchs manipulate the city's power players through diplomacy and intrigue.
If I die,
They spend their days
take care.
flitting from theater performances to private balls while quietly making
Welcome,
and
sir or
breaking the
madam.
alliances that underwrite the city's structures. I kind of don't give a shit about the fucking nobles. Oh my god, why is the noble section the longest?
Because you gotta
And
care
it
about the
even,
rich people.
but I don't care about the rich people.
Well, too bad.
They live and work in the upper city. Their manor homes employ dozens of servants along with contingents of personal guards. The wall surrounding the upper city, as well as the constant presence of the watch, which exclusively patrols that district, goes toward assuring their security. As a side effect, it also means many patriarchs go months without engaging in the city's common folk, their insulation leading to the spread of diverse rumors. They know the danger of the other districts when their wealth is a lure and their names carry no weight. Patriarchs who have to travel to the lower city always do so with guards and still risk robbery or worse violence. Many families hire proxies to carry out their business in the lower city or outer city. If circumstances force patriarchs to visit the outer city personally, they typically travel in disguise, paying adventurers or mercenaries to protect them without drawing the attention of the uniformed personal guard. Among the common folk, the criminal element of the city, patriarchs have a reputation for callousness. Common wisdom holds the patriarchs are out of the touch with everyday life and value citizens live cheaply. For some nobles, the assessment holds true. These patriarchs are class conscious dilettantes.
Hey, Elliot.
Okay.
Guess how much health Raoul has right now?
I'm guessing either a lot or very little based on that comment.
Minus 246.
What the fuck happened?
I don't. What the How do I fix that?
Presumably still alive, if you mention that.
I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable.
Like,
boss.
must be right.
Yeah. Well, cause like in New Vegas, I think the only way they can die is if you kill them, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Barry's the big rat that makes all the rules.
I mean, true.
Welcome, sir.
Religion, I don't give a shit.
Oh.
I mean, I don't. I mean, in my world, you can worship whatever the fuck you want. I mean, canonically, I don't care what Baldur's Gate.
So you were talking about that earlier. Zanazir, that's an opinion. Would you
Hello.
care, like, if Barry just made, like, made changes to, like, lore stuff? Because I don't think he would.
I don't
'Cause
know.
I don't.
I mean, for the most part, no, I don't think. But then it's like, I just don't want like conflict of information. Do you know what I mean?
Has there been any?
Well, then if I look something up and I'm like, well, I read this in the NEM, and it's like, no, didn't happen,
No.
never happened. It's false,
So ask me if that's a thing.
I guess.
Yeah, simple fix.
What are you changing?
Nothing, just like,
I haven't changed anything yet, but I'm saying like if I just make up my own crap, like for example,
Aisha's gonna be mad.
what the fuck? The thing moved. Well, Aisha's gonna have to get over that because, I mean, I just don't like get it. There's a lot of things I don't get. I mean, for example, the thing with Severina piloting her own corpse, that's not something you can do.
it was sick, though.
Meat mech.
I'm just saying, it's not something
Oh
you
yeah,
can
no,
actually
when you
do.
told it, I was like, that's absolute bullshit, but I believe it.
What do you mean that's bullshit? How dare you?
Hey, do you remember when
No.
Ted Gunderson kept fighting all those corpses?
What?
What you heard yesterday or whatever when Ted Gunderson just couldn't stop fighting all those corpses? Barry remembers because he looked it up for me.
Yeah, it was a pain in the neck because it's a known issue, but somehow you've never encountered it until
It's a real
yesterday.
pain in
Yeah.
the tuckus.
Yeah.
Too late, tell me, I'll see. Oh God.
Oh my god.
But why would it bother you if I just made up our own lore?
Probably wouldn't.
Okay.
Hello
yes,
again.
'cause this book is making me.
I've done a bit of it.
Well, I mean, it's like you said, if you did a thing, you'd probably make your own stuff up.
I mean, well, I've already made up a lot of
No,
stuff.
it's about Dana.
Hmm?
I
Dana,
got out
like
of
you
that
said, if you
because it
were
just
like
made me
you
feel
wanted to
empty
like DM
inside.
at some
What
point,
makes you think
you'd
I
probably
would
like
ever go
make
back
up
to
your
that
own places and
degradation?
stuff.
Well, yeah, I just do my own setting, then I can control everything.
Mm.
I never put much thought into the well-being my clients got out of my service. Tell Garrett I'd be happy.
Oh my gosh, I
And
can't
then
believe.
you ask me a question, instead of me looking it up, I just make it up on the spot and make a note of it.
I mean, it's fair.
Oh my God.
So if I kill that, that's when I get it.
When
Okay,
is
cool.
the end of this chapter? Okay.
Do me a favor. Make sure
I
to
don't
bury
care
me
about that.
in a nice.
I don't care about that
How
either.
much health has Veronica got? Oh, minus 247, nice.
Veronica's a bitch.
I don't care about
She's
that.
still kicking.
You're kicking her
Alright.
an asshole.
Well, so much for all of that bullcrap. Excuse me.
Oh, excuse me if I used the Brobel.
Oh, I'm not sure that's in the Brobel.
So, Benny's dead, huh? I have some work I need hand. Well, if you bring all their debts back. All right.
I'm subverting my own expectations. Instead of making Marissa an atheist, I made her knowledgeable about religion.
What's the opposite of atheist? What if you believe all religions? Even if I make one up, you'll believe it.
Then you're a fool. Who goes?
Oh, it's Aish. Aish, go to
Aish.
bed.
Oh! Oh, look at that possum.
Stories. If the stories are true.
Baby.
Get inside the lucky 38.
Possums are okay.
Puss.
Puss. We are the puss. Michael.
Get lucky? Head on down to the atomic wrangler. If it can be bought, it can be founded. Making routes. If it can be bought, it can be founded. Making routes.
Ooh, could be. Yes. Good one. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay.
Sup, Grex?
Hey, man. Whoa. Yeah.
Terrifying presence. I kind of want to do that.
I don't even remember what that one does.
Okay.
Scare people.
Here.
No, I know that, but like... I don't remember if there's any, like... specific thing in the game, or if it's just meta.
It's okay, I took his clothes.
Motorbike.
Murderberg.
Fucking love Star Wars.
Fucking love Star Wars.
It's a shame Rich Evans fucking died. Oh, Clara. Oh. What the fuck?
Hiss.
Is Ice a creepypasta?
No.
Aish is just creepy.
Oh, you're
Oh,
rude.
now it works.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, but with a lot of static, right?
Not anymore.
It was for a second, but now you're normal.
Yeah, because there's a fan that sometimes goes.
Zoom.
Yeah, I don't know what I did here, but
Okay, so I didn't know that.
a chow, I assume.
My baby don't mess around because I know me so, because I know for sure.
Hey,
I have to find a way now. I have never used Windows 10. How the fuck do I do this thing with the microphone and make it like
with the
more
microfish? Microfish. Oh fuck me, no, why did I use Libra? Libra's the worst one.
No, Libra's good.
No, Brimstone.
But the Libra is good.
No, brimstone makes it like useless.
Just get soy milk.
No, I don't even want that. It's even worse.
Soy boy.
You're a soy boy.
Bitch. Yeah, how's my microphone? Am I okay? Is there static?
You're a microfish.
Because
Yeah,
we cannot.
yeah. There's this terrible high-pitched whiny sound coming from your mic every time you open your mouth.
Yeah, sure. I need to fix it. Sometimes it picks down as microphone.
Oh, got on liberal.
I mean, if you just want to piggyback on my joke, fine.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
predictable.
get counterspelled.
Counter.
Counterspell this, and I roll to stab.
All your shopping needs.
The fuck?
Got involved.
Okay, so who's the other party then?
Whomst?
Whom's the fuck is the other party?
Who's? What are you talking about?
Is it... There's Cloyer? Is it Paladin or Revenger? Or both?
Revenge's just Tusk.
It's cooler Tusk. Which is what Cloyer is.
It's just Tusk with better stats.
Oh.
Revenger is Tusk, but somehow edgier. I think my game crashed.
Good.
Click.
Quick, boom.
Yeah, I don't know how to work the microphone on the same. Realtek? Maybe Realtek.
Microfish.
Is that them fishes that swim up your pee hole and make your balls big?
No, those are the Amazonian ones.
I think that's where I learned about those fish. No, it wasn't. I learned about it in school.
School.
I went to
Yeah,
school
let's
once.
go.
A school of fish.
Haha, funny.
I sent you a Momo, by the way.
Let me see this piss.
Not in private, but like up there.
No, yeah, that's a good memo scenes.
So the other party would be Cloyer, Pandadin, Aish again, and
It can be found.
You cannot replace me, just make clones.
I'd say it could be one of the 13 fucking other sisters.
that's all the Aishes of the other campaigns. They're just Aisha's
Oh.
sisters.
No, yeah, they all have the same. They all go by the same like fake name as Aish. I don't know why, but they all do.
One of them is a warlock, we have
Yeah,
a
I mean, maybe you don't know. Could be. Maybe
Yes,
it's like a
I
code
know.
name for all like the spies.
Spies.
Can you stop spoiling my background?
No.
My eyes unfocused.
Stop being cross-eyed.
Hello. In that case, if someone were to recover my caravan from that
Micro.
Damn. I didn't
So the
want
microphone right like this is okay, I don't need to do anything to it.
I have nothing more to give.
I mean, I think it's fine.
I collected all the money. Yeah.
Money.
Cause I like,
Money.
I just killed Santiago. I shot his head off with a 50 cal round. Look at this meat man.
Look at this dude. Is this song new or old?
Hmm?
That oh my gosh, I can't believe.
I don't know.
So it turns
I
out
thought you
you're
were
very-
just like going nuts
No.
and saying crazy bullshit.
I don't
But
care
no,
how you handled the
it were
that son
real.
of a bitch mechanic. No one's good. Just stop on back when he's dead.
Blade teaser. That's
My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and there's a love for show. What does she really want to see me walk out the... So if I sleep, everyone sleeps. That's good. Maybe everyone will start complaining about their health now.
Cool. Hey, Andre,
The giant.
3000.
Eric Andre.
That's not Andre.
Eric Andre 3000 the giant.
Why are you talking about my new D&D character?
So they got they're funny, they got great musical talent, and they're also huge.
Like peanuts.
Peanuts.
Peanut butter and... Oh, we've... Ice. That's fine. Ice left because she was furious you mentioned Andre the Giant. How dare you mention Andre? Oh. Shh. Okay. That was weird. I want to play Sims 2.
That's fair.
You hate Sims 2.
I like Sim too.
No, you don't. You didn't even used to play while eating Warhead gumballs.
Oh.
Until your mouth bled like I did.
Bleed.
You don't mind if I bleed?
Sleepless nightmare.
I can see you.
Even if I go, I'll be great. Put your picture on my wall. It reminds me it's not so bad, not so bad.
Do you swim?
It's,
The change of like the background music really makes that song way more sinister sounding. Cause like the I wanna thank you is not in the funny song with Slim Shade.
Funny fuck.
I kinda like Slim Shady.
A bit.
The character.
He doesn't know it's a character.
No, Kano, the character like Slim Shady.
Oh.
Just a human cannot abide it.
He tries to rap.
So my drow.
My N-was.
It can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
If he says Enwa, he has to be Argonian though.
I mean, who's to say he's not?
He's not.
How do you know?
Because Mornhall doesn't exist.
How do you know?
Because you told me.
Oh, that's true. I do say things and they tend to be true.
Never mind.
My relationship with Dungeons and Dragons is slowly turning into the relationship I have with World of Warcraft.
You get beast
non-existent.
Well, no, because see, every other expansion is amazing, but like the others are terrible. Like Legion, really good. Current one,
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, why?
What the panda one?
I thought that one was great.
Panda.
Panda was great. Let me think. Hang on. All right, so never played Vanilla. Never played Burning Crusade. Lich King was great. Cataclysm was terrible. Pandas was great. What's the one where they go back in time?
Back to the Future.
Azeroth.
Well, whichever one is terrible. Legion was great. The current one is terrible. And now let's talk about D&D.
Not yet.
I mean,
Lost Mines of Phandelver. It's great.
Welcome to Mick and Ralph.
This dude's just staring at a fridge.
I'm your man.
Tiamat. What were you thinking?
Are they looking?
Were they
Talk to
tinking?
my partner, Ralph. Why?
Dragon of Icefire Peak.
Follow me.
I think is great.
Love Game of Thrones.
The book
Like I
that
always
just
say,
came out
polite
this week.
society is an armed society.
I mean,
I'd give you 20 NCR books.
just why? I mean, I haven't read the story yet, but like, the book isn't what I expected. I was expecting more lore for Baldur's Gate.
Boulder.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I was expecting lore for Baldur's Gate.
Oh well.
I mean, maybe that's good because then you can apply your own more of your own lore
And I'm fine with that. I just
and your own
was
data.
looking for some kind of inspiration, I suppose.
Peter lore.
Your lore and data.
True.
Hey, you're the one who's.
They're brothers.
Yeah.
Brother. Still fucking loving humans, brother.
Lord, I thought I ripped your fucking spine out and deactivated you.
Brent Spiner?
Yes.
No lore. I mean, me. Wait, what?
Barry's lost his marbles again.
Never had marble to begin.
See, I never wanted to tell him, but Phoenix Wright doesn't even exist. It's all made up.
Barry created it. It's a figment. It's like that kid, the autistic kid with the snow globe.
I've been around a while.
I don't even know what that's from. I just know that reference.
Oh no.
I think they did that for... Oh no, that was a joke.
Hey. They already have that pig.
That's what it was, yeah. Fairly Odd Parent... not Fairly Odd Parents. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. It was the thing was like Frankie was an imaginary friend, or whatever they were called, from Madame Foster. That was it. But I do not think that was true.
I don't know. I'm not listening.
You never listen.
I'm playing a video game.
You never play video game.
I mean, you got me.
You probably think that your own mum eats plums.
Why would you say such things to me?
Oh. Because sometimes I like to speak, but I don't have thoughts to go along with those words. So I just speak and hope that it turns into something, and usually it doesn't.
That doesn't seem like a good way to talk at all.
I mean, can you say you do much better?
Yes. Oh, there's Raoul.
Angry soldier robots with bazookas. I'm sure they'll be a good police.
I'm just saying, the Caesar's Legion guys aren't that bad. Says Raoul.
Careful where you flash that ship of yours.
With no house to Las Vegas around, the NCR is gonna want that job.
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs.
What's your problem, lady?
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs. Hello.
Bye.
We've got stuff.
If you could take your nose off, would you?
Yes.
I would too.
Mick and Ralph's is located just before the East Gate.
Take it off. Remove all boogies. Put back on.
If you could remove your hair at night, would you do it?
Yes.
Well, you just remove your hair anyway, because you love being bald.
I don't. I grew up being bald. That's why I grew my hair really long, because it's like my own little like. But what if instead of being what I always was, I could be different?
Wig.
I do not love being having long hair though when you're trying to sleep, because it's fucking.
Hey, thanks for getting Bill Ronte fixed
It's
I was really getting sick of paying for water.
thing.
Now,
What is it? Oh, it gets hot as shit when you're trying to sleep. I mean, you should know. You have long hair. Oh, I guess you don't.
I do though.
Oh. Kuba flieba schluba shu.
Just a slop like one of us.
Glad you understood that's what I was going for.
We need new references.
No, we're old.
Just you.
I mean, give it 2 years.
You bold of you to assume I'll be alive.
I mean, I guess.
How the hell did you get in here?
The king says to keep up the...
Kellogg was lame.
He, name one good thing in Fallout 4.
Thick meat.
If you haven't tried it yet,
That's not part of the game though.
It's more friendly.
Yep.
Nick's okay.
Yeah, Nick's pretty good actually.
Like, a lot of companions were okay.
Mm.
Like, Nick, the ghoul guy. Piper is lame, but she could be okay.
Pipper. She just wants that scoop, she don't give a fuck.
She loves it. You know, I think making every, like, person romanceable is probably, like, a detriment.
Wait, like,
because
why dance, you know?
Not even dance, just like, well, yeah, him too. But, like, they all wanting your dick or your big fat puss puss is like, some characters don't need to be attracted to you.
Well, yeah, yeah, like they all want it, and also like it ends up with a thing where like, every time you talk to them, they're like, "Hey, are you sure you don't want to bang?" And it's like, "Yes, I'm sure for the last time."
But what if instead of not, we just did? You know?
Oh, well, you're making a convincing argument.
Fucking what's his name? Not Jordan Peterson. What's his name?
Ben
The
Shapiro.
black, the black guy. Uh, leader of the big rats. What the fuck's his name? Settlement here. Garvin Presley? Preston?
Preston Garvey. The
Fucking-
big leader of the big rats.
He's the rat that makes all the rules.
Fuck Preston. Preston Garvey's the worst out of all of them.
All of them are okay ideas. I just don't think they
Oh, there's that
gave them.
synth one who's awful.
Who? Oh, like the cursor.
The Corsair.
Is he an actual companion though?
Yes.
I thought he was just like for a few missions.
Man, Jacob.
Can you romance him?
Maybe.
That'd be interesting, I guess.
And you can fuck Kate in that. You can stick your dick in crazy.
I fucking love potatoes and drugs.
And cock.
Hey,
you're the one who's
been
I climb out the vault. You die.
Crawl at you, me ma'am. I die.
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Roll.
That possum emote is just Germa.
Germbo.
It is though, like they're doing the same expression and everything.
Germa face is pretty good though.
It doesn't look anything like him.
That's why it's good.
Like it must have been when he was a lot younger or something.
Slurp.
Slurp.
It's from the wrestling video.
Those wrestling videos suck.
No, they don't. You haven't even watched them.
I tried to because I was like, everybody loves these things. I want to get into it. And
Germany is
it's just
the
boring.
best.
I mean, if you say so.
I'll punch you if you say otherwise.
You punch me anyways. Beat me up.
I was gonna say what
Beat
if
me up, Scotty.
Oh, gladly, Captain.
You
Just
gonna what?
glasses him. No, I was gonna say like, what if I made Pandit in part monk, but then the armor thing doesn't really work out.
No.
Monk.
Chunk.
Chunk.
Oh, Claire. Oh, give me more pizza rolls.
No.
Claire, I can't go to Waterdeep. There's no pizza rolls there.
Think if I go back to Waterdeep, they'll kill me.
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Because I ran out on the tab.
I just got fucked by a robot.
They wouldn't kill you for running out on the tab, handed in. It was for 500 platinum.
Don't give me that voice.
It's not you, it's Pandadin.
The Pandadin's me.
Well, that's debatable.
That all you got?
I will.
Kick back.
Get back, camo.
Camel.
Crack shit.
Are you okay?
Galactica Phantom.
You stream, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were putting music on just then.
I hope not.
Oh no, it's just nice. Okay.
It's me having issues.
Oh.
You're an issue.
Windows, Ben 10, and sister cousin dating simulator. It's hard to run.
Gwen 10 pregnant, Ben 10 sticker.
Whatever. Best game ever.
True.
But it's not a game.
Oh.
It's a way of life.
I mean, it's true.
Chum.
I think he made a whole video about that.
You did? Ha, damn.
I love how James Garrett is so hyped to have a sex
For
bot.
my customers, I mean, I'm not into that kind of shit.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not for him. It's for a friend.
It's for the customers.
Customer.
Here is double for your trouble.
I mean, you would.
Robot.
Imagine the possibilities.
A sex bot.
Is this an Alexa controlled dildo?
Forget it. Trial and error should do
Either Netflix fuck Alexa or Cortana.
Master Chief.
We ain't script.
Master Queef.
Don't say that.
I'll say it again. I'll
Please.
fucking do it again.
It's great to be up here, looking down at all your smiling faces. That won't last long. The more I think, howdy. You, the less
I was gonna get some pepperoni from the shop to make another pizza, but there's no more pepperoni, so I just didn't, and I'm sad.
Interesting.
I've no idea why I just told her. Oh, I need a drink.
Gosh, I can't believe. I need a scotch.
Whiskey.
What's the whiskey?
Pass the whiskey.
Whiskey is a good name for a dog.
Whiskers is a good name for a cat.
Disagree.
Whiskers is a good name for a possum.
Yeah, well, every name's a good name for a possum. Fucker, little
Banjo.
bastard. Banjo string.
Rat bastard.
You motherfucker.
Rash
name.
mouth.
Did you watch that video I posted about Hook the fat possum?
No, I kind of wanted to, but also didn't want to because
It
it's
was
late.
good because it was big fat possum and he was very quiet and tame. He was nice.
Yeah, I
Fat
mean,
possums are allowed.
how can you be angry if you are that fat and chubby and scrawny?
I mean, go ask people on 4chan.
I'd rather not waste.
It's weird that people's. I mean, I guess you use it, but it's like 4chan was around when we were like 13 and stuff. It's everything else fucking died. Like no one uses funny junk no more.
No, it's just like as lifeless husk of the force.
Hmm. I guess all the real criminals use fucking like the Tor stuff.
The dark web.
Yeah. I check almost every day on the Infinite Chum Twitter.
Hey, chum.
Is that the one where all the pedos are?
No, this is the one that some guy says I'm going to make my manifesto and shove it in your ass.
People are saying the Securitrons
And then
are
I'm gonna
acting
go
funny.
shoot up some place and go take a note just because of it.
Maybe don't shoot up places is the one thing.
This is great news. And for your
Apparently
reward,
their only
you can have
last
the corner
post
room,
here was on
rent-free.
September 11th.
Oh.
I mean, they were very respectful.
What was the last post? September 11th, 2001.
Let's take this.
You have it, yes you have it. Now HIV for planet.
If you have AIDS, just open a vein and light a match and burn all the AIDS away.
I guess.
Burnt Face Man said so.
Burnt Faceman? Cough.
If anyone hasn't seen Burnt Face Man, I highly recommend it.
I don't.
It's Burnt Face Man. It's by David Firth of Salad Fingers fame.
I never got the appeal of Salad Fingers.
I never watched it, if I'm honest.
Greetings, my friend.
It's one of those creepy things.
I suppose
It's just a video of a guy talking like this about fucking spoons and shit.
I mean, have you seen that?
Further,
Ooh.
tell her that we are willing to send
That.
troops to aid in their coming defense.
I don't know what that is.
My guess is they're in.
It's another of those ARG channels. That's what they do. They make an alternative reality game and you play by watching videos and solving clues.
I hate this.
I mean, it's kind of cool. You have to be smart.
Has the Brotherhood
I'm
been
very
found?
smart.
Well,
And you
You have to have more than 13 intelligence.
field day with this. I want to establish, but we've got more important matters to attend to. The president is due to
I
arrive.
mean, Tusk
and
does
we're
that.
to assist the
It would be
security
cool.
detail we've prepared for the president. His safety is critical to maintaining the men's. Go up to the visitor center and speak to Ranger Grant. He's in charge of security during the president's visit. Dismissed.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for
I've heard of you. I'm glad you're here to help us out. We've got a lot to do to prepare for the president's visit. Right? Good. The president doesn't know.
I gotta protect the president.
Get down, Senor President.
As
Glad you could
presidente.
join us. Most of my men are already on duty. We've got a. The plan is to get through today without the shit. So I'll be overseeing the security team It's a good bet that the Legion is gonna try. We'll do whatever it takes. Once you're ready,
Hoover, gosh damn.
Who in the gosh dang?
What in the goddamn?
Hey, I heard about you. Thanks. We have. I brush it every day. 100 brushes. Nope. Haven't noticed anything strange at all. Not since the last thing. I don't think so.
Oh, that's fair. We already got Rex.
Rex.
More like sex.
She wants my quad shepherd.
Move along. Nothing is going to happen to the president.
Rex, what's wrong? It's the quad shepherd. She needs
Mama
the
always
quad.
told me not to talk to strangers. Mama left me on a farm when she went out prospecting. But when she never came back, the owner didn't want me. A nice guy came up and asked me if I wanted to join the NCR. He's coming to give a big fancy speech to all us. I'm pretty excited. He's giving me a medal. I don't know why, though.
You better get out of here. You better get out of here.
Come on.
We need to keep an eye out. I don't have time to talk right now.
Kick back.
Kick back. Come on.
Come on. I want to play my PlayStation 1.
PlayStation.
Nelson's back. Only engineers and authorized. No one can go upstairs with. I hope we can defend it this time.
Come on. Kick back.
Oh yeah, wasn't today the day that people were going to raid Area 51?
People already been arrested.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't break into government lines.
Government.
Or they'll beat you up.
Beat you up.
I mean, lucky if there's doesn't mean it's people killed. Ah, oh, dagnabbit. Ah.
Hey, I heard about you. Not since the last.
Empty focus, nice.
Oh, fucking who's playing music?
Yeah, as I say.
Actually, yeah, no, fuck you.
Rats, we are the rats.
I should watch that again.
Nothing is going to happen to the president on my watch.
What time is it? Oh god, it's past 1.
108.
True.
Have you finished your security? Looks like that's his vertibird come. Now if you'll excuse me. Come back in a minute. I'm busy with security matters. Only engineers and authorized No one can go upstairs without. Only NCR engineers or people. Come back in a minute. I'm busy with security matters.
are possums just like big rats? For real.
Please step away. Hey.
Oh, there he is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Should you be keeping
I'd
an
like to
eye out?
thank you for coming out here today for this very special occasion. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the President
President?
of the
You
new
doing
California
Kimball?
Republic,
Kimball.
Aaron Kimball. Thank you, fellow Californians, who have come so far to ask
Kimball slice.
Only engineers and authorized. No one can go upstairs.
Kimball sliced his own brains out by way of gun.
It is for you that I have come here, and it is because of you that I am able to do so. We enjoy our privileges because you take the greatest of risks and are prepared to make the most noble sacrifices. It is because men and women like Private First Class, Jeremy Watson, that Nevada and the new California boarded a tin shack on the outskirts of one pine.
Sometimes people are
Will
really
you be
bad.
keeping an eye out?
Damn it. I can't believe the Legion actually got someone past our... I'll have a security team sweep the area. I'm also canceling the president's speech.
I literally saw that dude fling him from the bloody sniper tower.
Like many Californians, brave the ruins of the
Here you go. You're doing yes, man.
No one can go
Probably.
upstairs.
Does he want you to assassinate Kimball? I don't remember.
water shortages, raider attacks, and the brotherhood of war. Like our mighty Sierra Nevadas, they endured. But the time came when they could no longer shoulder the burden alone. 12 years ago, they called out for help.
Not now.
And the rebel.
Not now. Not now. Not now.
Vertibird.
Jontron.
Not now.
I guess someone rushed the stage. Yeah, well, they got someone.
Not now.
I'm idolized by the NCR because I protected the president.
Good job today. Got the president out safe.
Mr. President, get down.
Who'd they get? I'll take his gun.
It's weird that liking pink is synonymous with being like feminine.
Girls.
Because I'm just looking at like this girl game character, and it's like their bedroom's pink, their clothes have like a pink scheme to them. It's like that's because they're a girl, and girls have to like pink.
Pinky.
I mean, I guess it's fine, just odd.
No.
Oh, that's right. Fair.
You know what? I don't need this. Is the president safe?
I wonder if Pikmin's any good.
Good. His death could have had a major... While you were out, General Oliver arrived. I'm not at liberty to divulge what was... He set up his camp in the office area. Just...
Oh, shit.
President Kimball survived his... Please. Really? Now they'll only blow... That's what... Maybe they'll be devoured by giants. That's 2 down.
Yes, man.
An entire... Wow! That... A cannibal... That's... Really? That... But... Maybe dumb machines like me ought to get blown up and scrapped for... That accounts for all... You did a super... This
She-Hulk.
gadget I'm handing. Take the module to the El Dorado... I'll use the substation to send a huge jolt of electricity to the Lucky 38. Turns out this casino has... With the reactor running at full tilt, I can boost the transmission strength of the Lucky 38's command and control network. I'm talking direct tactical control of hundreds. Great! When this...
I wanna go to bed. Oh, guess I've gone too far now. It's okay, they still love me. Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Good night.
Good night.